Hey, Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Happy Halloween. Yes, it's crazy that Halloween is already here. What are you guys doing tonight? You guys trick-or-treating? You probably can't because of the whole COVID thing. But still, have fun. And while you're at it, what's your favorite Halloween candy? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you say candy corn, I'm going to thumbs down it, okay? Because candy corn is nasty, circus peanuts are nasty. A lot of candy's really bad now. Tootsie Rolls, don't put any of the bad stuff down there. Give me your favorite Halloween candy down below. Make sure it's a good one, like a Snickers bar or a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, because don't say candy corn, please. Please, either way, I'll still read them and I'll thumbs up or thumbs down if I like them. I, for one, like Snickers. Either way, mailbag video today. You guys asked a lot of very good questions. We're going to answer as many as we can regarding Philadelphia, and we'll just jump right in with all-around threat. Says, think it's more realistic for a trade for Julio Jones, Michael Thomas, or Stephon Gilmore. How about none of the above? None of the above. I mean, listen, these are all star players who are going to cost way too much money in the future and are going to cost way too much right now in terms of draft compensation. I would love any of the three. Don't get me wrong. I would love Julio Jones. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Next question says, during the week, there are Saints rumors that they want to trade Michael Thomas, that the Eagles are one of the top three candidates to get Michael Thomas in a trade. Other candidates are Patriots and Seahawks. Do you think they should make the trade for Michael Thomas? I saw this rumor. This was just kind of one of those projections, right? Who could they trade Michael Thomas to? Well, let's think. The Eagles need a wide receiver. Boom. There's no meat to this. And that's why I go back to the first question saying the odds of this actually happening are very, very slim. And the past week or so, the Saints have done a lot of damage control to kind of convince people they're not going to trade Michael Thomas. Here was NBC Sports on this whole thing saying, quote, "No offer has been made to the Saints, and at this point, the belief is that no offer will be made. It's unclear what it will take to get Thomas. All the move would result in the Saints absorbing $20 million in cap charge. There's surely a package of players and picks that would get them to consider it." So no offer has been made. Now, that was as of this week. It could always change. Not saying that Michael Thomas will not be moved, but the odds of him actually being moved to me are very, very slim. He's also had a lot of off-the-field stuff. I mean, the injury, the punching of a teammate, it's like he was suspended for a game this year. He's kind of been a mess there at wide receiver, at least this season. Kind of a dramatic guy. I don't see Philadelphia pulling the trigger on a guy like him. Way too expensive, and just to me, it just doesn't make sense from a future standpoint in terms of money. Now, player standpoint, I mean, you take this wide receiver depth chart, put Michael Thomas in there, the Eagles' offense goes from 0 to 100 very, very quickly. I'm all for it, but the odds of it happening, the rumors out there to me don't have any sort of basis. Thomas will stay a Saint, and the Eagles would not be in the sweepstakes. Now, if they were going to trade for him, it'd probably cost a first-round draft pick. And the question really becomes, would you give up a first-round draft pick for Michael Thomas? Pin comment down below, scroll down right now, and answer why down below for yes, to give up a first, and no way. All right, let's go to the next question. Here comes from Dig712110. What do you think has been who do you think has been the team leader on the team? The team leader on the team. Let me think about that. How about I give you one offense and one defense? The defensive leader so far has been Brandon Graham, not just from a vocal standpoint, from a production standpoint. Brandon Graham is a top 5 pass rusher statistically this year. He's been fantastic, and I kind of wrote Brandon Graham off this offseason because he's getting older, right? Didn't have a great 2019. It's like, okay, well, when's Brandon Graham going to start to slip a little bit? Not this year. Brandon Graham has been absolutely fantastic. He's been the defensive leader, in my opinion. There have been other, vocal leaders. Slade's been a very good vocal leader. McLeod's been good as well, but your real overall lead-by-example guy has definitely been Brandon Graham. In terms of the offense, it's probably Jason Kelce because, Carson Wentz is the leader of the offense, so we can put Carson Wentz here, but I think Kelce continues to be that voice of reason on not only the offensive line, but the entire offense in general. The only other starter still available at this point, based on all the injuries that they've had. So I'll say Graham and Jason Kelce both have done a very good job of being that veteran leader and steering the Eagles to first place in the NFC East. Paul says, what do you think the Eagles should do about the cap for next year? So this is a whole question that's going to be very, very interesting to see not only its impact on the trade deadline, because that's maybe a reason the Eagles could be sellers of the trade deadline. Did a video just the other day on who they could trade to free up cap space. But the main issue Philadelphia has right now is they are in cap hell in 2021. And we've shown this graphic before, but show it again. Saints have the worst cap space. That's negative $81 million, a.k.a. they're over the cap. That's bad. Philadelphia, 63.6. Awful. The next closest team is Atlanta. So that means you got to trim the fat. You got to get rid of some people. And so if you want to do that, you either restructure contracts or you're cutting and trading people. Here are your guys I think that would make sense in terms of trades this year or even getting cut in 2021. Ertz is due 12.4 against the cap next year. Barnett 10. Deshaun Jackson, there's no way he's an Eagle next year. And there's no way Alshon Jeffrey is either. So I think these are kind of guys you could look to move off of maybe this year, maybe next year to help the cap situation. But you say, what do you think about the cap for next year, I think it's bad, and Philadelphia has a lot of work to do. Howie Roseman has the toughest offseason job out of any GM in the NFL to figure out how to keep the Eagles relevant without losing all these players because they are in a lot of trouble. All these millions of dollars has me thinking, just drop a like if you wish you made $1 million. Can you imagine, what is that, $12.4 million? Man, that'd be nice. I'd be all for that. Drop a like, right? Because that would be absolutely fantastic. Speaking of making money, though, I think you're going to make some money on Philadelphia if you bet on them on Sunday. Why? Because they're 7.5-point favorites against Dallas. That's the current time of filming this video. It might change in terms of favoring Philadelphia more by the time we get to Sunday. Bet on them with our friends at chatsports.com/EaglesBet. BetUS is the place to go. Use that promo code EAGLES125 to get a 125% deposit bonus whenever you sign up. Put money on the Eagles this week. They win. You do it right. I mean, you're going to win some money. Maybe you'll become a millionaire. Who knows, right? You like the video, so who knows? Heidi says, my next question, seeing how the Eagles are going at the moment, who would they draft? In the next draft, seeing how they are deficient at linebacker, would that be a possibility? I know it is early yet, but I thought it'd be interesting to know even at this stage of the season. It is interesting to know, and I'll give you some names right now. First off, linebacker has been a massive issue for Philadelphia. That's, Heidi said it, and everyone knows that. They should have addressed it this offseason in some way, whether a draft pick or whether I should say that, an early draft pick, because people say they got the guy at Colorado, they got Sean Bradley, but neither of those are starters at linebacker right now. Either way, they do need to look at the draft, possibly even in the first round. There's some good ones. Micah Parsons from Penn State is your number 1 overall linebacker, according to a lot of players who are already getting their scouting stuff ready. Dylan Moses, an SEC player out of Alabama. You probably can watch him on a weekly basis. He's been very, very good. Damon Clark probably won't be a first rounder, but still an option there. LSU always putting out very good linebackers. And then some guys that you might not recognize. Jahad Woods out of Washington State and Chaz Surratt out of North Carolina are all guys that are going to be in the mix to be one of the top 5 linebackers taken in the NFL draft. They definitely need to get a linebacker in the first 3 rounds next year. They need to have their starting middle linebacker for the future in the draft or in the offseason, because it has been bad this year, and the Eagles would be a better football team if they could just improve the linebacker spot. Do you think the Eagles should spend a first-round draft pick on a linebacker, maybe a wide receiver, maybe an offensive lineman? Which one do you think they should do? If you could do any of the 3, linebacker, wide receiver, or O-line, who would it be? Let me know down below in the comments section. And of course, the trade deadline coming up. Maybe they trade for a linebacker. Talked about that. The Jets linebacker, maybe a Texans linebacker. We've done this the past couple days. Make sure you guys are subscribed, because we'll cover the entire trade deadline. Wall-to-wall coverage, as we normally say here at Chat Sports, and get you guys all set up and ready to go. A couple more questions here. Fun one says, I don't think the Eagles have a chance to win their wild. Do you think, sorry, I can't read. Do you think the Eagles have a chance to win their wild card game this year? Yes, I do. Now, they are going to be the 4th seed. The odds of them being anything but the 4th seed are next to nothing, because they're not going to be a higher seed and they're not going to be a lower seed, because there's no way the NFC East gets a wild card team. So actually, let's just look at it. Current playoff picture based on Saturday, October 31st, is this. Packers would be your 1 seed. They would get the bye. Only one team gets a bye from each conference, by the way, with how the new playoffs thing works out. Then Rams are your 7 seed. They would play Seattle. 6 seed is the Cardinals at the Bucks. And then there you go, Bears at Eagles. Couple of thoughts here. First off, 6 games on Wild Card Weekend instead of the usual 4, which is going to be, to me, very, very interesting. Only 1 bye week, Philadelphia, no shot at a bye based on where they're at this year. 49ers, Saints, and Lions would all be in the hunt for the 7th seed. So whoever it is, whether it's Cardinals, Bears, 49ers, Saints, they're all going to be tough outs there in the first round. But the first thing you do realize here, this is Nick Foles at Carson Wentz in Philadelphia. I mean, this is the ultimate battle of drama here. The media would go crazy for this one, but I think the Eagles can beat the Bears, and the Bears look terrible on Monday Night Football against the Rams, and Nick Foles is a very streaky guy, and maybe Doug Peterson knows Nick Foles well, knows the secrets to being the quarterback. So whether it's them, the 49ers, the Saints, these are all flawed football teams. I think Philadelphia can definitely win a wild card game. I'd actually pick them to beat the Bears right now if you wanted me to. Final question here, who's your least favorite Eagle, and why is it Jay Watt? Why is it J.J. Arcega-Whiteside? Yeah, honestly, my least favorite Eagle right now is definitely him. He's been terrible, just because a second-round draft pick should give you more than, 1 target this year? Abysmal. My other least favorite Eagle is the entire Eagles medical staff, which is not their fault people are getting injured, but it's also kind of their fault that there's been 3 straight years of brutal injuries in Philadelphia. Look internally, right? Is it really just a fluke we've had all these injuries? I don't know. I don't have any insider information, but I hate them as well, because goodness gracious, get healthy, help them out, right? Help them out a little bit. There you go. That's me out for today here on this Eagles mailbag. Happy Halloween. Be safe tonight. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Go Philadelphia. Obviously beat Dallas on Sunday. All time we have for today. For some Thomas Mott signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day.